Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host Gershwan and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about Nurgle and the Demon Primarch Mortarion as we get into the daily life on the Plague Planet. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day. And if you have any suggestions, just comment down below. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Plague Planet. The Plague Planet is the disease-infected demon world of the traitor demon Primarch, Mortarion. This domain, rancid in pestilence and decay, is also the homeworld of the Death Guard traitor legion. In the aftermath of Horus's failed rebellion, the Death Guard and their Primarch had no option but to fall back into the Eye of Terror. Inside the twisted home of the Chaos Gods, Mortarion earned his ultimate reward from his patron god Nurgle, attaining demonhood and a world to shape and rule as he saw fit. And since then, the so-called Plague Planet he made is a dark reflection of an already shadowed world. It is his original homeworld of Barbarous, remade in yet more hideous hues, a fume-filled nether hell where demons run rampant and barbarian tribes cling to a nightmarish existence amidst rotting forests and swamps. Maggot-filled mountains rise to pierce the churning skies, their flanks roamed by plague-ridden abominations that should be dead, yet still prey on human flesh. Higher atop the peaks, the Death Guard maintain their fortresses, as once the carrion lords of Barbarous ruled from on high, reveling in the bitter irony that they had become the very despots they once fought to depose. The clouds of contagion that wreathe these slab-sided rusting fortresses are inimical to life. None but the Death Guard can endure even a single breath of them. Beside the brutish batteries of orbital guns that stud every single mountaintop of this world, its vapors alone have proven enough to massacre invading armies on more than one occasion. The Plague Planet is filled with hideous spectacles and places of photide power. Amongst the valleys rise tri-lobe platforms of rusting iron, upon which mortal tribal champions battle for the right to join the Death Guard's ranks. Hanging in orbit are chain rings of biochemical defense platforms and orbital docks, at which the plague fleets suckle like flies on a carcass. Shrines to Nurgle, crawling mucus fortresses, smog-spewing plague factories, and crackling alchemaic shield generators dot the planet's surface. The world's mortal citizens cower in tiny villages, serving their supreme masters of the Death Guard, who reside in mighty fortress citadels far above them. Greatest of all, though, are the 7 mountaintop keeps of the Death Guard's plague companies, one company ruling over each in their own unique revolting fashion. The largest of these is known as the Blake Manse, stretching between the 3 highest peaks of the Plague Planet and serving as Mortarion's personal keep. The dungeons and laboratories of this nightmarish fastness conceal horrors of the very darkest kind. Within the moldering libraries of the Black Manse, Mortarion hoards endless treaties and forbidden tomes of numerology, cryptoscience, scriptures, and arcane conjuring. The foulest of these are the 7 books of woe, aberrations whose covers drip with filth and whose pages moan like a bloated corpse when turned. On occasion, Mortarion bestows one of these abhorrent tomes upon a favored champion, so that he may call upon the incantations within. By reading from the Book of Woe, a worthy champion may tear aside the veil of reality and summon the Plague God's demon legions. They can draw the Garden of Nurgle itself into real space, and during cursed stellar conjurings, even transform planets into befouled hellscapes, worlds of Nurgle manifesting in reality like sores upon a sick man's body. Beneath the Black Manse, the diseased mortal inhabitants of the Plague Planet pray to Nurgle to relieve them from their constant agony. Daily life on the Plague Planet brings pain and suffering like no other world outside of Nurgle's control can even begin to comprehend. The wails of the suffering are mixed with the laughter of the demented who rejoice at the life Nurgle allows them to live. These poor souls walk the filth-ridden streets of the villages, their bodies mutated and distorted by the same diseases that are keeping them alive. No one is free from the horrors of this world. Pregnant mothers run with fever as they desperately try to carry a child they will know will be born with one of the many diseases of Grandfather Nurgle. And yet the villagers continue to worship the Lord of Decay. They compete amongst themselves to be the ones chosen for Nurgle's blessings. The more disease a tribe member can obtain, the closer he feels to his god. This competitiveness becomes deadly as the many tribes of the planet commit horrible atrocities to those they see as more sickly. With each wound dealt, pus and putrid spores fill the air, the ill warriors cross-contaminating each other as the battle becomes more intense. In the end, the only true victor is Nurgle himself. The wilds of the Plague Planet are stocked by immense slug-like monstrosities that crawl across the ground on their bellies. Weakly propelled by clawed flippers, these beasts of Nurgle can paralyze with a simple touch. Their slimy secretion rots everything they cover, adding to the decay. It is seen as a great honor for a feral tribesman to slay one of these creatures, as it is no easy task. Clouds of vomit-inducing gases, flesh-eating fluids, capable of finding gaps in even the most secure of armor, a gaping, tooth-filled mouth housing a lolling tongue dripping with putrid saliva. Not only will the slayer gain the prestige, but also contract the beast's many diseases. There are a few villagers that are favored by Nurgle and become his chaos champions, and then they fight amongst themselves for mastery and a chance to become a demon prince themselves. Beastmen also make up a large part of the world's population. They are bloated with diseases, and flies swarm around them and breed upon their rotting flesh. The Beastmen are very proud of these signs of their patron god's favor, and openly boast about the number and severity of their diseases. The Plague Marines of the ruling Death Guard involve themselves in carrying out Mortarion's wishes and traveling to other worlds to spread Nurgle's plagues. All voidcraft in the galaxy which succumbs to plague is eventually drawn through the warp to the Plague Planet, where they become part of the planet's plague fleets. These plague fleets carry followers of Nurgle through the warp to inhabited worlds where their destructive raids are inevitably followed by outbreaks of deathly contagion. Back on the surface, the disease factories of the Plague Planet are as bloated and corrupted as the beings that wander their halls. They are sprawling abominations of gurgling pipes, bubbling vats, belching smokestacks, and rusted cages, crammed with test subjects and living ingredients. So vast are they that their masters, the foul blightspawns and biologous putrefiers, have divided up into virtual nations, each ruled by the blightspawn elders that fester at their hearts. Million-strong mortal chaos cultists reside in these factories, scurrying to do the bidding of their foul masters and worshipping the Plague Marines as demigods of Nurgle, even as they slowly sicken and die. Devoted to brewing the plagues favored by their ruling elders, these rag-clad lunatics regularly engage in sectarian warfare through the smog-filled passages and brewing chambers, much to the amusement of their Death Guard masters. Deep within the bale swamps of the Plague Planet lies the Peel Yard. This fortress factory rings with a constant cacophony, for it is here that the bells known as the Toxins of Misery, used by the Death Guard's noxious Blightbringers, are forged. The Peel Yard is a breach existing upon the very cusps of the warp. Within, droning demon smiths cast cursed bells from the screaming of the dying psychers, beating runes of madness and misery into them under the watchful eyes of the Lord Gothax Tolgard. In the end, all is ruled by the skeletal Mortarion, enthroned upon the highest part of the planet in the Black Manse, much like his foster father was on Barbarous. Because the Plague Planet is located close to the fabric of reality in the Eye of Terror, it is an excellent place for the forces of chaos to launch raids and invasions, especially against Imperial worlds in the Segmentum Obscurus. And those were 40 facts on the daily life on the Plague Planet. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoy the daily life content, let us know by sharing it on Facebook or Reddit. When you do that, it promotes the video and it helps us out. And we will know to create more daily life videos in the future. Now, most of the lore on here came directly from GW, so it came from the different codexes, the Chaos Demon and the Chaos Space Marine codexes, with some added things. The one thing that I did add was the whole idea of like pregnant mothers and children being infected by the diseases, because that brings an element of grim darkness that Warhammer 40K is all about, but doesn't really get talked about very often nowadays. because of the whole, 40K is turning more towards like trying to draw a younger audience, which is understandable. I'm not hating on that at all. The Warhammer adventure has its place, bringing in new players and everything, but it is still nice to remember that even the friendliest chaos god, which is Nurgle, he's grandfather Nurgle. He's supposed to keep you alive and give you like diseases, but those diseases, prevent you or bring happiness and get rid of pain. But then at the same time, there's a grim darkness to it, and he does infect the people that you hope would never get infected by a disease. So I wanted to include that. And as you can probably tell, I am a little sick. My voice is a little different. I've been corrupted by Nurgle a little bit, but once that goes away, I'll go back to the regular content. For the meantime, whenever I get sick, I take advantage of the illness, and I create Nurgle videos. So expect Nurgle videos for the next couple days. If you guys have any suggestions for Nurgle topics that you guys would like us to create a video about, let us know in the comment section below, whether that be a war band, whether that be the actual Death Guard, or anything that has to do with disease and pestilence. Let me know and I'll try to create a video for you. And if you guys do enjoy our content and enjoy the channel, please support us over on Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos for you guys. If you can't support us on Patreon, we understand. Whenever you like, whenever you comment, whenever you share the video, you're telling YouTube that you like our content, and YouTube will, or you will be supporting us by doing that, by letting YouTube know that this is a channel that I want to keep watching. With that said, I hope you guys stay well, don't get sick, and this is Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Oh, I used to put my freedom first.